Okay, that's good. So I think that we can start now. So my name is Birjan, and I'm the handbook designer and also social media manager of this team. Also, what I can talk about also. So we had a Motivate Award in India, and also we have a lot of award, and we was in Central Asia. And what about you guys? So, like, give a brief example of each of your team.
Well, about the expansion team, we were created in 2019. We were created in 2019. Our first season was Skystone, and we achieved the Innovation Award in Skystone season and the Cultural Award during the Fright Friends season. Our number 1781 is located in Bahia, Brazil.
So, okay, I think that we can start our presentation. So, uh, let me just demonstrate my screen. Just, just a second. So, is it visible for you guys?
Yes.
So, yeah. So there are a lot of us, and I think that's good. It's really good. So, first we will talk about what is first. So, first, so yeah, we'll talk about what is first and also about awards and how to design a like well-organized portfolio. So, what is FIRST Robotics? It includes in itself STEM education and real-world experience. So, FIRST Robotics is a global youth organization that inspires students to pursue careers in STEM fields through hands-on robotics program. So, it's like a program that which includes robotics and other like organization itself. For team attributes, MCI awards, and also for like think and so on. So Inspire Awards celebrates the strongest qualities of all judged awards. A team must be strong contender for at least one award in each of the following judged categories: Machine Creativity and Innovation, which is MCI Award, Team Attributes Awards, and Think Award. So let's talk about each award. So MCI Awards is a Machine Creativity and Innovation Award. So it and last one was about Innovate Award. Yes. So let's talk about each award like briefly. So design award it's like for the best design and for the like best design of robot and the best design of portfolio itself. So our tips is to like include in portfolio CAD models of your robot and like photos of your robot. So another tip that we can share with you is like explanation of choices, like why you use this one and why you didn't use this one. So it's the required criteria of the design award. So also we suggest that robot like should look interesting and portfolio also should look really like exciting and must like include all like criteria itself. So the design should be effective and consistent with team plan and strategy. So let's talk about control award. So control award is like definition of the best code, and yes, that's all. It like the best code. So required criteria of the this award is the portfolio must include some reference to the code and should explain it well in brief terms. So the uh, control award is like for the best code. So yeah, it's like the also, we suggest that You should include data, flow charts, and also highlight the like why did you use this like lines of code. So yeah. So if there's any fancy math that makes your code work, you should also include this in your portfolio. That it will be a great advantage and opportunity. So it will like yeah, it will be good. So last award of MCI award is the innovative art. So innovative art it has one required criteria, which is the engineering portfolio must include examples of the team's engineering content that illustrates how the team arrived at their design solution. So innovative art, that the definition of innovation, I think. So it's like something breaks through in like terms of robotics. So also we should like also we suggest that you should include in your portfolio description of the robot design, examples of engineering content, and also design process. So by doing this, it will be great opportunity for the judges to judge you, and like it offers you a lot of chances to win innovative art. So also another type of awards is team attributes award, which contains only two awards in it. It's motivate award and control award, or motivate award and connect award. So motivate award is one of the like easiest awards to win. So the required criteria of the motivate award is like your meetings. Like this one is a great example of the motivate awards criteria. So team must be explained the individual contributions of each team member and how this apply to overall success of the team. So teams must include in their portfolio how they divide roles, how they like divide like work of in their team. Also, they should include the goals of the team, and yeah. So the team must be an ambassador of first programs. So they should um, so teams must uh, be a good ambassador of the first program. They should advertise first as much as possible to like win this award. So we strongly suggest that you should include a successful requirement for the people who are not already active with the Steam community. Also, you should refer to the award definitions. So yeah, this is criteria of the motivative art. Also, if you have like fundraising, also like team identity, timelines, it will be like great for the like to include in motivative art. So another word is control or connective art. So all connections that you have done with your team is a definition of the connective art. So you must include in this award um, team plan that covers team's goals for the development of team member skills. Also, summary of how team acquired new mentors or acquired new knowledge and expertise from a mentor. So the mentors are a great example of the connective art. Also, team plan, team goals, timelines, and steps to achieve goals is also must be added to your portfolio. Personal contracts, virtual connections, community engagement, meetings, meetings in real life, meetings in uh, like online meetings. All these things must be included in portfolio. Uh, so so much for the like so much for the awards. Let's talk about the portfolio itself. So the portfolio has limitations and restrictions. So let me just open the manual. Um, so yeah. So so portfolio must like portfolio must contain only 15 pages in it. So the main restriction for the portfolio is only 15. 15 pages. Yeah. So let me just find it to show it to you. Yeah. So no more than 15 pages. It will be like team must be disqualified of containing more than 15 pages. So you should write all of your information in just 15 pages. So also there should be covering page that will include your team number, team name, or like other things like robot or team organization sponsors logo. So you must include your covering page in your first page. Also, you need to use US letter, which is and A4 size paper, which is like a standardized paper. And font should be 10 point or larger. 10 point is minimum. You cannot go under the 10 point of font. Also, um, so the all restrictions and so yeah, let's talk about how to manage a great portfolio. So the first thing you should know about the portfolio is you should write your portfolio based on the awards that I have introduced to you earlier. So before diving into awards, on the first page include your team history, mission statement, and introduce your readers to general facts about your team. So team history is the must-have in your portfolio. So also team mission, team goals, as you also can add this. So you also should include timelines that will help judges to look at your timeline, and they will think that it makes portfolio simpler to understand. Yeah. Also, another thing is that you you should include how to divide how you are dividing roles in your team. So also you must introduce each member of your team and their names, their roles, and what they are doing now. Also goals, yeah, storyline, your schedule. You can also include your schedule, how you arrange your week, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It can be weekends and weekdays also important in your schedule. So yeah, you must include all your contribution to other teams, like your help. So yeah. Also include every event that you have done. So as a Sana team, we have done a scrimmage, our first scrimmage, and our city. So it was a great advantage to So we had first regionals in this season. So judges say that our scrimmage was the main played crucial role of winning the Motivate Award. So yeah, scrimmage, all of your events are play crucial role and important role in your awards, winning awards. So also you must include all outreaches, all calls, all you also can include your future plans that will really help judge to understand also. So your contribution also towards another teams, and so yeah, uh talking about the technical part of the portfolio, it's you should include the you should include the photo of your robot. So yeah, it's must have in your portfolio. So you must include your strategy. It will another page, your strategy. Every component of your robot also must be described. So lifts, intakes, motors, wheels, all the things must be described in your portfolio to win Think Award and Design Award. So also you must include that mistakes and solutions, the steps that you use to come to the solutions and what mistakes you have done in your journey. So also, why did you choose this one? Like besides this one, uh, all of your engineering process must be included in your portfolio. So yeah, uh, also any changes that you have recently done also must be included. Also, cable management plays a crucial role, uh, and you should also include your autonomous, your teleop. Also, if you have any mistakes and solutions, you should write this because like it will be a good if you will write this. So yeah. Uh, so I think this is the end of portfolio. Do you have any questions? So yeah, if you didn't have any questions, so let our like my uh, team team members to introduce you our robot.
Thank you, Berjan. Let's get started with our first guest from Brasilia, Team X Machine, and they will talking about events and team management. And so you can start.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. We're gonna present a slide, so let me just. You guys can see my screen.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, we can see.
Okay, so hello, my name is Tabata. I am an engineer of the Team X Machine. I have here to another member from X Machine. They'll be talking. Please introduce yourself, Gabby.
Hi guys, my name is Fabi. So now me and my friend we're going to present our team in our area, in our favorite area.
Exactly. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about team management and social events like projects, social projects too. So, first of all, who are we? Well, we are X Machine Team 17801, located in the city of Salvador, Bahia, Brazil. This is our sixth season. We have during our team's trajectory, we had achieved some awards like Innovation Award during Skystone season, Control Award during the Fright Sim season, and Innovation Award in Power Play season. So to start, let's talk about a little bit about the organization and team management.
Okay. One thing I to focus and being able to move forward with our ongoing projects and goals can be a challenge that's sure, especially for big teams like us. Now we have 10 members and a constant challenge is that planning supplement price. During our team trajectory, we had several problems during noisy our connection. It's very hard. So we know a lot about the switch. This speaks for challenge for us. After all, how can our robot continue without all the engineers approval situations? Hence, the need for rules in teams to be very clear. To facilitate the separation of rules, we divide our team into two areas. The TA non-technical part, the team attributes, which refers to marketing strategy, fundraising, and project management, and the MC part, that is marketing, creative, and innovation parts. That is the technical part, right? Okay. This part refers to journey and program. This division makes it easier to distribute tests. So it's highlight the importance of communication between them. We decided to be part of a team. We should think also about how work impacts the other works, right? In addition to the fact that in a document with the duty visitors plans of which everyone needs to know about everything it's going on. So we need to be able we need to be able to talk everything we do about the robot and about the social projects. To ensure that everyone has an idea what is happening, there are several ways to facilitate a visualization of the activities that are being carried out. For example, we can also use Trello, Slack, Microsoft Planners, Notion, or even a whiteboard everyone can access to. Nowadays, X Machine use a whiteboard and Notion. There are methods I think that we identify most, right? For this term that visualize activities and are being carried out by the team, we use Kanban. This method you can as right. Kanban. In this method, tasks are divided in do, join, and join, and done. This method allows us to analyze the team evolution. So the process, the evolution of the process. So we can perceive the impact generation by our actions. The Kanban improves workflow, promotes transparency, and helping times we feel stagnant. It allows to visualize what you are doing.
يا نور اسود ابيض.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, now talking a little bit about projects, we know that to win the Connect Award project, to win the Connect Award, uh, it's essential to establish a connection with the community, the local community. However, acting in favor of this community not only can make you win an award, but it's it's it has benefits. Like you are open doors to new sponsorships because you when you work for the community, you also can make your visualize better, not better. You can get a greater visibility. In the case of the motivation award, the manual advice that is necessary to connect the non-technical audience to the first principles. This mission involves complex challenges, such as the applicability of robotics concepts is the best way to introduce this new universe to people who are not yet familiar with it. A good project not only presents excellence in content and approach, but also understand the steps necessary to build a bridge between the initial idea and the achievement and the final objective. First of all, the development stage. First of all, having the well-defined audience is essential. Knowing who will be impacted by your actions form the main guide to understand what domains will affect the development of the project. Prior research, the development of the project, prior research should be built with specific characteristics of the audience that resemble the principles of your team. It is natural at the beginning of the project to ask what message we want to show, we want to spread from the creation of the project objectively, and how it should be convenient, clear, and objectively impact the audience with whom it expresses the need that is being solved through the action. When planning communication, it is also important to reflect on how the impact of the project can be both individual and collective, positively affecting each participant and the community as a whole. Oh no. An example of an example of impact we seek to generate is our Bahia project. The goal of this project is to provide okay, let me read. It's to provide the context to students the two students that hasn't haven't the contact with the universe until now. It's important to say that here in Brazil, the the robotic classes are not something cheaper or easier to get. Just few schools like in our city has this. So when the Bahia project was born, we were like, oh, what can we do? What can we do to make these kids has access to this universe? So that's how the project Bahia is built. We want to democratize this access to the robotics universe. At Bahia project, we used to visit public schools, private schools, institutions like a group for I forgot the word, group for children with cancer to give short lectures about robotics. And during these activities, we also do some tournaments where the children these can apply these skills and abilities that was learned during the lectures.
Yeah, and there's another thing that's very cool about Bahia. That's not only the kids get access for the robotics, but the teachers and other adults get very in love with this. So when we apply this project, the school can, it's like apply the robotics in their classes too. So it's very useful then for kids, then for adults. So the school for all.
Yes. Following the same principles of inclusion and impact, we also created a project I Am First. Well, I Am First it impacts our school principally because we take these kids that already has access to robotics in educationals, and we teach them about how the competitions work. So during this project, they need to build a portfolio. They need to develop projects. They need to make a promotional video, and they need to present this to us. And then they're about after this presentation, um, they receive awards. Well, so when we think about creating a project, we need to have a target audience to think how to impact and define the short-term goals. We know that to ensure that projects are successful, good organization is really essential. So we bring today the RACE matrix. What is the RACE matrix? It's a fundamental tool to ensure that all the team members understand their responsibilities throughout the project life cycle. RACE is an acronym for R, responsible people or stakeholders who do they work. They must complete the task or objective or make the decision. Several people can be jointly responsible. Accountable for A, the accountable person is the owner of the work, responsible for approving its, its completion and inserting task assignments in the matrix. There must be only one accountable individual, as they hold ultimate responsibility. Considered for C. People are stakeholders who need to give input before the work can be done and sign off on. These people are in the loop and are active participants. And informed. People are stakeholders who need to be kept in the picture. They need updates on progress or they need updates on progress or decisions, but they do not need to be formally consulted nor do they contribute directly to the text or decision. So guys, for this with this, we hope the teams understand the importance of the non-technical part in a team and managing and developing projects to transmit knowledge of the first universe to those who do not have the privilege of knowing. We must use the tools that we have to impact, to motivate and inspire others. Remember, we don't really we do not only have the potential to build robots, but also the potential and responsibility to transform lives. If you have any questions after the end of this forum, like we're gonna open for Q&A now. But after the forum, if you like, oh, I have a question now, you can contact us by the Flux, our social network. And no, that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Do you guys have any questions?
No.
Okay, so thank you.
Thank you guys for your participation. We are so grateful being here. So thank you.
So I guess it's now our turn to speak. So okay, so I'll show you the presentation. And yeah, I'm Maxim. I'm the engineer from team KTM, and also Igor. He's also the engineer in our team, and we'll have some short presentation about our team. So yeah, I hope you see uh, our presentation. So yeah, we are thrilled to be here today, and firstly, we'd like to thank Sana team for inviting us as speakers to this forum. So we'll start with introducing ourselves. We are team KTM 12529 from the city of St. Petersburg, Russia. Into the Deep is our 9th season in the First Tech Challenge, a platform that has not only challenged us with competitions, but also shaped us into the engineers that we are today. Over the years, we built several great robots, and we'll share you our experience in the engineering sphere. But before it, we will talk about our team a bit.
I would like to show you some our greatest accomplishments. We've had the honor to participating in the World Championship 3 times, including the previous season. Last year was particularly successful for our team as we earned the winning Alliance Captain award at the Cyprus National Championship, which allowed us to go to the Houston. Additionally, we achieved a remarkable ranking of 10th in the world based on our teleop OPR. It's a significant milestone that was made possible thanks for our engineering principles that we have followed. And now let's take a moment to showcase some of our robots. Of course, we can say some generic things. So each robot presents countless hours of brainstorming, designing, and tuning. And as you can see, they look pretty similar to each other. That's why, because we've reviewed many of the solutions from year to year, which was helping us a lot.
So yeah, here are our robots from Freight Frenzy season, Power Play season, Center Stage season, and on the left you can see our robot of the current season. And yeah, right now I'll speak about the engineering, and that's the topic of our presentation. So of course, engineering is at the heart of First Tech Challenge because in robotics you obviously build robots, and however, it's not just about building robots. It's about developing a systematic approach to problem solving, and we can break down the engineering process into three main parts. The first one is the idea generation. This is where creativity meets analysis. In other words, it's the moment when you decide which design will you use in the future on your robot. The next, when you decided with your idea of your robot, the modeling process starts. In this phase, your teams usually utilize CAD software to create 3D model of their robot. And the final part is realization of your design. It's when you finally bring them to life. It includes both manufacturing or getting necessary parts for your robot and also the assembly of your robot. And from our experience, we've established some engineering principles that we highly recommend for other teams, which we adhere to during our process of design, and you can see the 5 steps that our team does with each design. So these principles are firstly maximum simplicity of each design. So of course, a simple robot is easier to build, troubleshoot, and maintain during competitions.
which will allow you to get great results because you have time for testing. And from our first principle comes the second principle, which sounds like fewer parts, better performance. What does that mean? The fewer components you have, the lower the chances of something breaking during the composition. And of course, these two principles allows us to allocate more time for testing and optimization of our robots, so we'll be in our best conditions during the competition. And from these two principles, we have made 4 rules that we always follow during the creation of our robots. And you can see these rules on the screen. So, of course, the first one, the design should be as simple as possible. However, it should be at the same time very effective, because we don't want a simple robot which cannot do anything. And our second rule is that the design must be capable of quick repair, and it should be quick accessible with any module. Then our rule is that the mass of the robot should be minimal and the center of gravity should be as low as possible. So thanks to that, our robot will be fast and it won't tip over when we extend our slides up. And the last rule of our robot is that the design must be reliable and work without breakdowns. So if we see that our robot or mechanism which we made for our robot is unreliable or it is breaking, then we'll go on to the competition with a lot simpler mechanism which can in potential score less. However, we will know what to expect from it, and we try to do that on every component of our robot. So right now I'll tell you about each of these 3 components of engineering: idea, modeling, and realization of your idea. And we'll start with idea. So of course, when developing ideas for your robot, you should start with an analysis. You may check the robots of previous seasons in First Tech Challenge, First Robotics Competition, and PX competitions. You can also search for some examples from the real life, and then you should compare all of the possible solutions that you have found and search for the best one in terms of the balance between simplicity and effectiveness. And to do that as better as possible, you should have really many people discussing and brainstorming your idea, the idea of your robot, because more people you have, the more the chances that you will come up with a brilliant idea. And if you are from non-rookie team and have some examples of your team's previous designs, of your team's engineering solutions on hand, then you may look at past robots of your team and ask questions: what worked well and what didn't. Understanding these elements can provide you with insights that guide your design process in the right direction, and will make your robot better in the future. So, of course, the more you think, the better it will be for you in the future. So you should not only discuss that with your whole team, but you should talk particularly with your modelers, with programmers, so to be sure that your team will be able to make your design work. Because I have seen some cases when the robot was so complex that programmers just didn't have skills to finish it. And talking about skills, it also goes for modeling, that you should learn modeling and also learn programming before the season starts, so you won't spend precious time on it when the season is running, because there is not so much time before and between the competitions. And of course, using CAD software is vital for creating your 3D models because like you cannot make it not somewhere else. And the advice that we would like to give if you have many people in your team, then consider using Onshape, as it allows for many people to work on one model. And we also recommend you building your model step by step rather than trying to complete everything at once, because it will be better if you will finish one mechanism in one day than like splitting your efforts between 3 mechanisms and um, all in all you won't finish none of them. So yeah, it's better to make your robot step by step. Uh, and also like 3D modeling not only helps in visualizing the final robot, but it also allows for identification of potential issues early on. So, and it also goes for the final step of your construction that if you analyze your model truly, then you will maybe you will find some issues that needs to be changed. And the more you think about the building, about the assembling, about the realization of your design, the easier it will be later, because there won't be any nut or any screw that you won't know how to tighten. So it's important to think about it on the first 2 steps. And another thing that we'd like to point out is that if you use commercial of the shelf parts, uh, it of course it will help you to assemble the robot faster than doing the parts on your own. However, you should understand that if you manufacture your own parts, it may boost the robot's performance. So it may be faster, it may be easier to assemble and disassemble, and I can talk about many other good things that will come with, to you if you make your parts yourself. For example, our team makes all of our parts ourselves. So of course it helps us to build the robot we need, because custom parts allow us for solutions that meet specific challenges that are given in a specific season. Yeah, and also
And
I
in conc-
told that you should think about the assembly of your robot in advance. So when you make it, your robot will be as great as possible. And the main thing is that if you make your robot modular, then it will be easier for you to not disassemble everything, but just unscrew some bolts and replace them with other mechanism, and your robot will be better without spending much time on it.
And in conclusion, our journey in First Tech Challenge has been one filled with learning, growth, and unforgettable memories. We hope that by sharing our experience and principles today, we can inspire other teams to embrace engineering with creativity and simplicity. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing all of you make you great robots. You can ask some questions if you have them.
I got question. May I?
Yeah, go on.
So recently you have told us that you got brainstorm sessions which are conducted with your team. So please, can you explain it for us more? Why?
So as far as I understood the question, you're asking for what we are doing the brainstorming sessions, right?
Yeah.
So, like as I was saying, the first part of making the robot is getting the idea, and the more you think about the idea, about the ideas, about the possible solutions, the more ideas you will have, and of course, you know, for getting the best idea, you should think about it a lot, and if you have many people think about the particular thing, the more ideas you will get, and many ideas in our robots were like made during the brainstorming sessions, because of course you can just make what first comes to mind, but you know, we try to go on with analyzing all possible solutions, like even the most dumb ones and even the most genius ones, and because after you analyze your solutions, you can point out the things that you wouldn't have found before, you know, when just looking at the challenge that you have.
So that is the case. Thank you. Appreciate.
Yes,
Sorry,
thank you.
Go on.
sorry, I have a question on the cat. So you mentioned that several people can work on their own shape as it's more convenient. And I wanted to ask if, for example, if you have several ideas because of many people working on it, how do you divide the cat part? I mean, if the one person wants to do like the one idea and the second one wants to make the second, how do you make the timing so you can like, so you have the time to make robot and the cat already?
You know, it depends on the situation, because if you have a lot of time, then and you have a lot of people in your team who are willing to work on the project, then you can just use on-shape functionality of this program, because it allows to make many versions of one document. So, for example, you can have two different versions of your robot, for example, with two different intakes, but everything else will be the same. So, yeah, it's just two people. They will make two different robots, but not fully different robots, but they will make you know, two different variations of your robot. However, if you don't have much time, I can say about our team, then we just decide what to do first during our team meetings. For example, we have 1 week and we need everyone to work on the particular thing, so we'll get it ready on time. So when we face such situation, then we just like make a comparison between the two solutions, and we can make a voting between the members of our team, and so we will find out which will be easier or better to replicate on our robot. For example, if you have only 3 days to do something, to do some mechanism which you really need to do, then of course you should go with the most simple solution, which everyone will understand and which will be made fast. However, if you are sure in your skills that you will make the complex solution on time, then go with that if you think that it is better.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Is there any other questions?
I think there's not.
If you like prefer not to answer, you can. But can you please explain like what are you planning to do on your current robot?
Yes, of course. So our current robot is on the left side of this picture. So we have many ideas in our mind, but you know, we try to maximize the potential of the current construction before moving to something else. So Right now, the rotation of our lift on 90 degrees takes us 2 seconds. However, we are planning to do it in less than 1 second. That's like the first part, which will reduce the time of the cycle. Then we are thinking about adding new mechanisms on our robot, such as special mechanism for making the specimen, because our like main slides are made firstly thinking about the baskets, and also we are thinking about changing our claw, so it would be able to intake the sample from every orientation. So like here is a sample, and right now we can intake it only in a short variety of orientations. However, after making a new mechanism, we want to be able to take it from any orientation, and so we just will make our cycles faster. And we don't want to make our robot more complex, because right now we really like what we have. There are 6 motors and only 2 servos. However, our robot, it is as good as robots with, for example, 8 motors and 6 servos, or even better. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all. Thank you, KTM, and also X Machine for your presentation. It was so good, and also thank you for your advices. And I guess that it would be very useful for our new teams for the rookie team. And yeah, we are really appreciated. And let's turn to our last team this forum. It is team from America, Microcosm, and they will talk about programming part of the robot and autonomous. Yeah, you can start. Thank you.
All right, everyone, give me a second.
Yeah, of course.
All right, I'm gonna start off. My name is Ansel. I'm one of the lead programmers for Team 4100 Microcosm, and this is my 4th and last year of FTC. So about Microcosm, our team is from the United States, and we are based from a international boarding school in Rome, Georgia. So it's not just members from the United States that are on our team. We also have members from Vietnam and China. So our pictures on the right are from State and Worlds, where we actually got second in Spire. But I'm gonna start off from last year. These are some of our achievements. So first off, in regionals, we were the finalist alliance captain, and we also won the Think Award for one of the best engineering portfolios in our region. And for our state championship, we were also a finalist alliance captain. We got second in Spire, as I already said, and we also won Control Award, which is a huge plus since we only had 2 programmers on our team that only had 1 year of experience. And we also were undefeated in our qualification matches. And so this led us to qualify for the World Championship. Last year was our 2nd time qualifying since 2015, which is about, let's say, 9 years ago. So first off, we're going to start off with what is FTC programming. And so FTC programming involves writing code to control a robot. It mainly uses Java, which is a widely used programming language. And this helps with interacting with the robot hardware like motors, servos, cameras, and all types of different sensors. And this helps with implementing autonomous and teleop related tasks. And so I'm here to give you a few tips of programming. This is my third year as one of the lead programmers, so as through the years, I've gained a lot of knowledge about what it means to be a programmer and how this will help me later in the future. So the first tip I will give is that you want to have clean and modular code. So by modular, I mean breaking it into smaller sections of pieces rather than having it in one large file. And so this makes it easier for programmers to collaborate with each other, especially if you have multiple programmers on your team. Yeah, from what I found, we had 2 years ago, we had 2 programmers, and that was me and another person. So it was hard for us to organize our code together because we were all working on the same thing. But it would be more beneficial and less time consuming if we were to work on separate things and put that all together for the robot. Let's say. Also, I'd suggest if you're just starting out, I would learn the basics of Java, the programming language, and that is what a bunch of FTC teams use to program. So a lot of successful teams don't use stuff like blocks. They use Java, and there are so many resources out there for getting into FTC programming. So after you learn Java, if you look on some sites like YouTube or the FTC Discord, a lot of people have already made videos and resource files to help you with programming. And I suggest watching some of them and applying the knowledge you've learned onto like a simple test robot that you might have laying around. My second tip is to use libraries that are already out there for you to use. So some examples of this you might have heard are FTC Library and also Roadrunner, which a lot of teams use for autonomous tasks. In my opinion, if you're going for the Control Award, which is something purely based for the best programming in your region or state, judges would probably be more impressed with implementing different sensors or game-specific enhancements rather than building something like a path following library from scratch. So it is also less time-consuming to use things like Roadrunner or Pedro pathing. If you somehow decide to use a custom path follower, there are also a lot more resources for that on YouTube or GitHub. And a lot of teams, a lot of Worlds teams also like to share their code on GitHub. So if you do have a chance to look at that, you probably should because it has a lot of different ideas that you can implement into your own programming for your robot this year. My third programming tip, I would say, is utilizing sensors for better control. So if you happen to have any sensors just laying around, even something simple like a Logitech webcam, for this year, you can use them to localize your robot around the field, which pretty much lets you know where the robot is around the field at all times. This especially helps during the autonomous period. And if you happen to have any other sensors, something like a color sensor or a distance sensor, this could also help you. You just have to brainstorm different ideas of where you can use them. So pretty much, I'd say for this third tip, just experiment with your sensors, see what you can do with them. And again, there are many resources out there that help you with using them. And I'll go ahead and share an example of our autonomous this year or so far and how we utilize sensors. Okay, I might not be able to play it, but our team this year uses 2 distance sensors to ensure that we are close to the field wall for picking up specimen during autonomous, and also towards the middle so we can place them correctly. Our last meet was actually yesterday, and so we had around a 80% consistent autonomous, and the 20% that wasn't consistent still scored around 2 specimen. So utilizing sensors for better control is a great way for you to make sure you get those extra points in autonomous that can help you win those matches. I'll give an example of our control award from last year real quick. So for a control award submission last year, we used Canva. It's very easy for you to use, and I would recommend it for teams also using it for like engineering portfolios. And so last year we used a ton of different sensors to help us ensure we get those extra points. We used 2 webcams. If you remember from center stage, there's a few stacks on the sidewall. And so we were able to implement our own vision processing program to align our robot with the stack. I will also link this control award if you want to check it out later and get some ideas that can help you this year. We also utilized 2 Rev 2-meter distance sensors, and this was to align with the backdrop. And so we use basic math and geometry to determine angles and such. So it's not just advanced math there's not much advanced math unless you want to get really creative. You can also just be creative using simple math like geometry and utilizing those sensors to help you get control. Let's see. We also use odometry pods this year. So for a lot of rookie teams, odometry pods might not be a viable option just because they might be a little more expensive than they thought. So you can also use drive encoders for your wheels. This pretty much tracks how much your motors turn for each rotation, and that allows you to know where your robot is on the field. Compared to odometry pods is a lot of more times better because you have dead wheels that aren't connected to an actual motor, and you would have these on your robot to know where your robot is on the field. So for example, if you bump into a wall and you use odometry pods, it will actually track that and know that you bumped into a wall. So that's one benefit of using odometry pods rather than drive encoders for your wheels. We also used, this was our first year using it. We used 3 ultrasonic sensors, and this improved our localization even more. And so we use this also for detecting our partner during autonomous. It's not here. But pretty much this allowed us not to bump into them during our autonomous period. And so with programming, you're also going to be collaborating with other teams and seeing how your autonomous works together. And so utilizing these ultrasonic sensors that we used last year was a plus for us because we didn't have to keep changing our code and waiting more time for the other team to score. We also used an IMU, which is a gyro sensor. It is used to measure how much your robot turns. And we used this during our teleop period, which is driver controlled. And this was for field-centric drive. So pretty much if you have forward on your controller, the robot will go forward based on your point of view. And so basically concluding from this control word, submission that we had, there are just a ton of different ideas and creativity that you can add to your programming if you just brainstorm it. One thing from last year, we also used a custom path follower made by ScottSpots. This is known as Pedro pathing if you've heard of it before. And pretty much we decided to use this instead of Roadrunner because we found it way faster. And we also wanted to honor our alliance partner ScottSpots since they did not make it to Worlds, unfortunately. So we used Pedro pathing during the World Championship as a way to honor them. And so programming really isn't just about the code itself, it's also collaborating with other teams, as I already said. And we go back to the slide. And so I will end off saying like a short story. I started robotics about 4 years ago. I didn't know what I was doing at all. And after that year, all of the lead programmers pretty much were seniors and they left off to go to university and college. And so personally, I was left with not knowing what to do at all. And so I encourage you, if you need to step up, I'd say try new things. And even if you're something like a cadder or a builder, I'd say if programming is a role that's needed, I'd say try it out because it'll help you grow your skills and you can uncover innovative solutions. And obviously, mistakes are part of the learning process. So I say embrace them as opportunities to improve. And unfortunately, I'm the only person from Microcosm right now because they're also they're busy working for school. And so if you don't really have time to do anything, you can leverage or lean on other people and try to encourage them to just try new things pretty much. And yeah, that's pretty much it for us. Thank you. And I'd also like to thank all the other teams that presented, especially Sana team for inviting us to speak about programming. And yeah, that's it.
Yes, thank you. As I said earlier, it was our America, and I guess that this forum was useful for everyone. Thank you, guys, and it was a good experience also for us because it's our first time when we do such kind of international forums, and we've taken a lot of note for ourselves. And if there were any mistakes, I really apologize for that. And good luck to you on this season, guys. Thank you again for your time, for your participation, for your attention. Yeah, and also I would like to say that we will publish the recording of this forum on our YouTube channel, and you may subscribe, of course. Sana Team FTC.
Oh yeah, before the meet ends, I'd like to open up if anyone has any questions to ask.
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
Good presentation first. And well, you said that you use the IMU in the teleop, right? Because of the field-centric drive. But why don't you use the 3 odometry pod instead of the IMU?
So the 3 odometry pods during teleop period, your robot moves a lot more. So it covers a lot more distance. And so with the odometry pods, this will cause a lot of drift over time, which leads to inaccurate results with knowing where your robot is heading. And so with the IMU, the gyro isn't affected by any type of drift. So this is why we decided to use the IMU for field-centric drive instead of our 3 odometry pods.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have any questions?
Yes, I'd like to ask you about the Pedro pathing. So you've told that you are using it, and how would you rate it compared to Roadrunner in terms of like like not you know, I know you've told that it is faster, but how would you rate it compared to Roadrunner in terms of tuning? So how much time does the tuning consumes?
Okay, yeah. For Pedro pathing, it was a little bit different for us since we were the first team to use it besides Scott Spots themselves, which are the people that made it. And so we didn't have any type of documentation to follow for the tuning process. And so this took a little bit more time than it should have. But if you're there's documentation out there for tuning now since it's gained more popularity over the months. And so I'd personally say the tuning for Pedro pathing is a little bit more harder and complex and more time consuming overall. But if you have the time to do this, maybe during off season or if you're not busy with school, then it's definitely worth it, I'd say, because it greatly improves your autonomous speed. So yeah, I'd say just use it if you're experienced and you've already tried Roadrunner before and you want to take it to another level. Just note that obviously it will be more time consuming. So you have to spend more time tuning it rather than less time tuning Roadrunner. Any more questions?
I have a question like about like how you caught cameras, like vision sensors. Like, can you just overall describe the process or like tips and tricks?
Yeah, so last year we were new to vision programming, and so that was a little hard for us to get into. What we did was we researched on social media like YouTube to see different ways of how to do this or achieve vision programming. And we also looked at examples from other teams over the years that have used vision. And so with vision, you would use, we used Easy Open CV, which is a vision processing library. And so we were able to draw out different bounding boxes for the stack and align our robot with it. And so pretty much what that involved was converting like 2D coordinates of the field of where a robot is to 2D coordinates with like pixels from vision processing to 3D coordinates where a robot is. And so that took a little while to achieve, but it definitely helped with our control. And so some tips I would give is just look at different code and see if you can mess around with it and experiment with it. And also look, there's a lot of more resources online that you can use if you search for it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And then someone asks, yeah, if you have any more questions, you can go ahead and just speak.
So I've got the question about the encoders. Please, can you explain what encoder is and what benefits it has when used in a robot?
So, without encoders, pretty much you're not really sure where your robot is on the field. And so, with encoders, they pretty much track the positions of your motors, which as a result tracks the position of where your wheels are. And with encoders, it pretty much like if you get really down into it, it tracks how many ticks that your motors move. And that with some math that can be transferred to knowing where your robot is on the field. And so if you happen to have encoders around, I would use them for autonomous period. Because without encoders, you'll be forced to use like time-based autonomous, which is pretty much like waiting and driving for like a certain amount of seconds, but that can be unreliable when there might be like a little bit of error in the field and your wheels could slip depending on how rough like the field mats are.
Oh, wow, thank you.
You're welcome. Someone asks if it's possible to use Roadrunner for 2 engines. By 2 engines, I think you mean 2 separate robots, and in that case, yes, you can. You would just have to have specific tunings for each one, so you would have to tune each robot separately. You're welcome, and I will link the control board submission that we have after this meet. I'll give it to we can make a post about it, and I'll send it out. So if anyone wants to look at it, you could see what we did last year.
Perfect.
Very good. I guess that's all. Yeah. One more time, thank you for you guys for your participation, and I think that we can end this forum. Yes, if you don't have any questions.